Game number 2 of this third day of the MSI play-in stage, and we will see which team will follow BLG to the bracket stage. It's G2 going against PSG Talon, and since both teams already showed their potential in their respective games before, there's no need for any further introduction, so we can straight hop into Game 1.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Who will leave the play-in stage and proceed to the bracket stage? That's the question that both teams are looking to answer right here in this best of 3, and we've seen that both are capable to do so. Let's have a short peek at the composition of both teams. For G2, it's Broken Blade in the top lane. He's on the cannon. Yike plays the Kha'Zix in the jungle. Caps in the mid lane on the Gragas. And the bot lane combo, it's Hans Sommer and Mickey playing the Xayah and the Rakan. And for PSG, we started from the top lane as well, where we see RG on the Malphite. Junja, he plays the Viego in the jungle. Yubao, he's on the Annie and Tibbers. And in the bot lane, it's Wako and Woody on the well-known Lucian Army combination. No early invades or first-minute kills in this one, so let's skip to the first scene of action. And the leading roles in this one are played by Broken Blade, Yike and Caps on the sides of G2, and by RG and Junja defending under their tier 1 in the top lane. The team from Europe now going in. Broken Blade and Yike, they take the first shots, but it will be Caps who engages on Junja. He stuns him, flashes out of the turret aggro, and Yike, he will draw the first blood of the game. That's a level 3 dive, as clean as it can be. And as we see the replay of the scene before, the next one already arises as Broken Blade is almost taken down by RG, but now Yike comes by, trying to turn this into a second kill for him. But now so Jinja comes in, he smells the blood on the water as Yike leaps at RG, leaving him with 5 HP. Can Jinja save his top laner? No, he can't. But he will take down the G2 jungler, making it a 1-for-1 trade. Or will he not? Can Yike get away? No, he can't. Just seconds later in the bot lane, Hans Sommer and Mickey going for the all-in on Wako and Woody, joined by Caps now. He eases in and rolls his barrel. Wako, he can step out, but Woody, he will be taken down by Hans Sommer. And it's the first kill for the G2 ADC. A minute later now in the PSG jungle, we see the two mid laners, Caps and Yubao, fighting each other. And as Yike's getting closer, Yubao is trying to get away, but Caps says no, throws his explosive cats, and he takes down the little Annie. For the 5th kill of the game after only 6.5 minutes, and we hop back into the bot lane where it's Hans Sommer and Mickey going all in again on the PSG bot laners. Woody's health bar is not existing anymore, and Hans Sommer takes him down for the 2nd time. And no chance for Wako there to trade back anything for his team. The bot lane now is not the point of interest, but the bottom right screen is where we see the Herald Pit, where Broken Blade and Yike are taking down the Rift Monster and collect the Eye of the living battering ram. And now with 10 minutes into the game, G2 is leading by 3,000 gold already, and they're taking now the first dragon of the game. It will be a Chemtech Drake. And as we see Caps now taking down the Tibbers, the Annie of Yubao is left without a cuddle beer for a couple of seconds. Mickey's already lurking in the vicinity, waiting for the Gragas to connect and pull the Annie closer, and now both are ramping and raging at Yubao, and even the tidal wave of Woody that comes in cannot save his mid laner from the grey screen. In the meantime, in the top lane, it's RG and Jinja setting up a trap for Broken Blade, who managed to flash away from the Malphite ult. He's now followed by RG. The Thunderclap connects on him, but Yike, he's leaping in. Broken Blade activates his ult, his passive stuns both players of PSG, who are now falling back under their turret, where Jinja is stunned again and then taken down by the Kha'Zix. Mickey joins the scene and it's a 3v1. RG, he's fighting so desperately under his tower. He almost takes down Broken Blade, but now Caps comes in with the barrel roll and he will collect the kill on the top lane of PSG. Now Hans Sommer waiting in the bot lane brushes to go for Woody, and he's bursting the PSG support. The Feather Storm plus the auto attack will take him down. Broken Blade has teleported in, but he cannot deny Wako from trading 1-for-1 as he takes down his ADC. The cannon now chasing down the Lucian as in the mid lane it's Jinja getting stunned by Yike. Caps is coming by, dashing over the wall as on the bottom screen it's Wako getting away by the blast cone, and so is Jinja by the help of his top laner RG, who's now going in on Broken Blade with the unstoppable force that connects, and Jinja, he's cutting off the escape route of the G2 top laner. So it's a flight forward for the cannon trapped between RG and the T2 tower. Literally between a rock and a hard place now. What can Broken Blade do? The Malphite Q connects as RG with his Thunderclap finally smashes the cannon into the ground. 15 minutes into the game now, and we have both pits occupied by their respective monsters. It's PSG taking the Infernal Drake in the bot side jungle, as G2 is going for the Rift Herald on the top side. And yike, he will waste no tempo. As Hans Sommer is taking down the T1, he instantly places the adorable Rift Lady to push towards the T2. And as the Herald charges, we see the mid lane turret of PSG already low, and in the end we can summarize that in this play both teams they trade a dragon for 1.5 turrets in a top lane. And about 2 minutes later we will see a bot lane turret on the sides of PSG crumbling as Broken Blade is taking it down. Minute 19, as Yubao spots Mickey trying to set up a cheesy play in the brush, but the Rakon managed to dash out into safety, so nothing happened so far. PSG, they have warded the brush, but they don't have the invisible Yike on the Rhaegar, who goes in. Look at the damage that they deal on Ginger, he's killed so fast, and now they go for Woody. But Yubao, he connects to Tibbers, stun on Yike, and he's killed as well. The Bear now hunting 3 members of G2 as Broken Blade on the bottom side. He goes in on Waku and Arji to deny them from dealing damage to his team members. And G2, they're now on the retreat, but the Tibbers is still breathing in their necks. As Caps suddenly turns and throws his ult at Yubao at the end, he's thrown into their lanes and sent to the grey screen. And now Wako gets in the crosshairs as well, and Caps takes him down, and he's now 3-0-5. And as the replay is shown to us, we see at the bottom right screen that the top lane T2 of PSG is left with only 3 HP as G2. They are taking the third Drake of the game, and with this, they will lead by about 8,000 gold now. And as we are back into the top lane, we see PSG lurking there in their bushes as their top lane turret finally gets destroyed. Well, the main objective for the moment, for both teams, it's the Baron, and this will be the stepping stone for PSG to come back into this game. As we see Arji teleporting in after he was pushing the bot lane. But Caps and Yike, they're going in on Waku, Woody and Ginger. And now also Hans Sommer and Mickey leaving the Baron pit and letting the objective reset. The team from the LEC zoning their opponent from the PCS. And for the team from Japan, all their hope now lies in Ginger, who has to steal this objective. But Caps on the Gragas, he will have a say in this as he's the only member outside of the Baron pit. But now Mickey, he's dashing out, but he won't connect on anyone. But yike, his leap on Yubao connects, and the mid laner of PSG will instantly lose his life. But he managed to summon the Tippers before, and yike, he also falls. At the center, Broken Blade gets killed by Wackout Woody. Mickey's going down as well, and now Hans Sommer, the next victim in the Baron pit. And PSG, they win this fight as they trade 4 for 1. And now they're going for the Baron, trying to take the buff and launch their comeback into this game. Except for Ginger, all members of PSG are so low on HP, and it's Caps who teleports in and goes for all of them. And he kills Wako, and Ginger, he has to leave the pit using his flash. And now Caps is left alone in the Baron pit. Can he take down the monster on his own? Not much more than 2,000 HP off the Baron left. But Caps, he's taking damage as well. He's only at half HP as Yubao. He teleports in. But the G2 mid laner, he decides to let the Baron live for the moment, as he ponders the situation to be too dangerous if he would stay there longer. And so he's waiting for Yike and Mickey, and as a 3, they're going for it again. But also the members of PSG slowly returning to the scene, and it's only Arji and Wako missing for now. Hans Sommer increases the damage dealt to the Baron, but all of a sudden there's the Tibbers in the pit, and they kill the Kha'Zix over the wall. G2 left with no jungler. PSG, they're forcing their opponents out of the pit. And Ginger, he's in smiting rage and he takes the objective. The unstoppable force of the Malphite stunts the cannon, and he is taken down as well. And they're back. PSG has finally found back into this game. Double kill for Yubao, and they don't have enough. They're going for it. The top lane T2, with a bounty on it, is about to be taken. Just like the turret in the mid lane that gets demolished too. And with a renewed vitality, PSG is going for the 4th Drake of this game now. They have the better position. But yike, he goes into the pit, he doesn't get respected, and he takes the dragon for his team. That's a steal in return, and G2 now, just 1 dragon away from the soul point. But first they will lose their T1 in the bot lane, and their gold lead is practically not existing anymore. The team from Europe now really has to be careful to not let this game slip away from them. As Mickey dashes in but gets stunned by Ginger's W and annihilated by the rest of his team. The momentum of this game has shifted in favor for PSG. Now they're going for the Baron. This could be a game-deciding factor. Yubao, he's on the bottom screen, and his Tibbers stops 3 members of G2 from going in. And his Tibbers will kill Mickey. But that Broken Blake, he goes for Wako, who turns golden, and now gets followed by Yubao as well. He's so low, getting even lower, and finally taken down as well. On the top left screen, it's RG chasing down Hans Sommer and killing him. And Ginger, he's chased through his own jungle by Yike.
and by Caps. And the G2 players are just thirsting for the last drip of blood of the Ruined King, and they will finally take him down. But the scene ain't over yet, because there's an angry Cuddle Bear getting closer, and also Archie who teleports in. And so it's Yike who finds his screen grayed out as well. But now the following team fight, so essential for the potential outcome of this game. It could be Dragon Soul for G2, and there's a Baron in the other pit as well. Mickey dashes in, the Gragas ult connects, and Broken Blade finally comes in for the wombo combo. Hansama collects the kill on the Annie, and the Lucian is taken down by Broken Blade. Mickey and Caps, they leave the pit as Yike goes in trying to get the steal, but it's finally Ginger who will collect it for PSG. But he will pay for it with his life, and now it's only Archie and Woody, the last living members of their team, and they're about to be taken down for G2, and they're going to ace them. And what was looking to maybe a potential comeback for PSG is now turning into a disaster for them, as their opponent from the LEC is now able to take the Baron as well. As we see Caps here, having achieved a huge milestone in his career, 500 kills for the G2 mid laner. And with the Baron buff, they're finally back in the driving seat, standing in front of the inhib turrets on both side lanes, as they're trying now to poke down the mid lane T2 as well with the empowered cannon minion, and so they do. And after almost 37 minutes, they're back up with a gold lead of 6k, and they're now going for Dragon Soul. And that's right where we are now, where PSG is trying to deny them from taking the Dragon with all 5 members. As we see Broken Blade on the bottom right screen, he's taking down the inhib turret in the mid lane. The Dragon is about to spawn, as the cannon is still left alone in the mid lane, where he takes down the inhib. And now Yubao recalls, trying to stop him. But look at the Dragon, it's getting lower, Ginger's already there, but also he comes in and he takes it for G2, it's soul point for G2, and now the follow-up fight, as we look in the mid lane, where Broken Blade, solo bolo, Dubao, Cap dashes over the wall, stuns 2 people and connects his ult on them. The Feather Storm of Hansama is dealing so much damage, the GA of Ginger procs, and also for Yike, but Archie disengages, and so Yike, he survives, and now they chase down Ginger, who has no chance to escape there. Caps is in a 1v3 now, but he activates his Zonya, buys some time for Yike to leap in, and his Void Spikes will take down the Lucian. Now going for the Nami. And finally, it's only Archie left. He's in a 1v2, activates his Zonyas, but it will only delay the death of the last living member of PSG, as Hansama, Mickey, and Broken Blade are already going for the Nexus turrets. And so it's G2, after 40 minutes, they win this game 1, which was a back and forth in the middle. But finally they managed not to let it slip away, and now they're only 1 step away from the bracket stage. Let's get into game number 2, and we will see if this will be the last one of this matchup, or if we will have a game number 3, like in the match earlier this day between BLG and Golden Guardians, where they went for the long haul with us, and finally the team from China could defeat their opponent 2-1. And this game we see both teams completely changing their lineups. For PSG now playing from the blue side, it's Archie on the Cassante in the top lane, Ginger, he plays the Vi, Yubao in the mid lane on the Ahri, and the bot lane duo Wako and Woody, they play the Aphelios and the Leona. And G2, they will show us the Olaf in the top lane, played by Broken Blade, Yike. He goes for the Viego, the Lissandra is picked for Caps, and Hansama and Mickey in the bot lane, they play the combination of Jinx and Lulu. And after 1.5 minutes we already see Broken Blade, and he's testing out the limits for his furious Viking, and now he's going for Archie. But Ginger, he's in the vicinity, so this could be potentially dangerous for the G2 top laner. But he goes in and Archie is already low and taken down by the Olaf. And now he's going for Ginger. Can he take the second one as well? No. Devoy flashes over the wall to escape, but the first blood is already drawn after less than 2 minutes. And now we have Yike invading the jungle, considering himself to be in the advantage against the Vi, and so he is and takes her down. Yubao now trying to trade a kill for his team, but Caps, he's also in the vicinity, and so he has to disengage. Great start for G2. And now they're trying to make things even better, as they are 4v2 in the bot lane diving under the tower. Mickey takes the aggro and look at the hell that is raining down on the PSG bot laners as Wacko is sent to the death screen. But now Yubao, he teleports in, trying to save the day for his team. But now again it's a 4v2 and Woody, he's already low. Was Yubao just jumping into his own grave there? Or do they find an angle to fend off G2? But it's Woody who's falling as well. And now Yubao left alone on those towers, and it's still 4 players of G2 there. And they're going for Yubao, and he will visit the realms of death himself. But now Wacko, he already returns, and he's aiming for Yike, who's already one shot. He flashes after him, and he kills the G2 jungler to collect at least 1 kill for his team. On into the first dragon fight we go, as it's a 3v3 between both bot lanes and the jungler. But also on upper screen, there breaks out a fight between Caps and Yubao, and Caps, he's already low, has to be careful there. But also on the fight below, Yike, he's now getting in the crosshairs of some angry PSG members who take him down. And now they are able to take the objective in the bottom river. And this is exactly what they would need after a horrible start. But now they've already collected 2 kills on their ADC. They get the first Drake of the game, but they're still behind by 1k gold. But that's not the end of the world. We see the Herald being started, but in the bot lane it's Woody with the Zenith Blade of the Leona, stunning Hans Sommer. And now they're going for the Jinx and take her down. And now only Mickey left. Wacko's already low, but in safe distance to the Lulu. He places a sentry, and it will collect the kill for him, which is already the 4th. And he's now clearly the main threat for the team of Europe. As we see Ike and Broken Blade bringing down the Herald, because Broken Blade managed to get the tempo in his lane. Almost 9.5 minutes into the game, we're up into the mid lane, where Yubao is getting attacked by Caps, and Mickey, he's getting stunned by the Frozen Tomb, and Yike, he comes by with his Heartbreaker, but it will be the picks of the little Yordle that collects the kill. And now they're chasing after Ginger and Woody, but it won't be enough to catch them too. Half a minute later, it's Caps, close to the enemy tower. He's getting chomped by Yubao, and now Ginger runs him down and lets him eat some Fist of Devour, and finally it's Ari with a kill. Now almost 30 minutes into the game, we see PSG taking the second Drake of the game as 4 members of G2 are roamed towards the top lane, where it's Argy in grave danger, and even Yubao can't do much to save his top laner there on their tower. The deadly dive is incoming, and Argy, he's rooted and left to be nothing more than a goner there. And now Yubao gets chased away from his turret, but they will just let him go and attack the top lane T1. But there's always a price when you leave 2 lanes unattended, and this bill has to be paid by Broken Blade. He's alone against 3 players under the bot lane T1, but he managed to take down Ginger before he falls. And in the top lane it's Yubao, who went in under the turret, although the 4 members of G2 are still there. Maybe he searched a trade in his life for one of the opponent like Broken Blade did in the bot lane, but he didn't manage to do so, and so it's the top lane T1 of PSG that will fall, but Wacko, he will compensate for it by taking down the bot lane T1 in return. The second Herald now is the objective that both teams are looking to obtain, and as Yike is bringing it down, the rest of G2 is trying to keep PSG out of the river. And the team from Japan won't find an entrance, and so G2 is taking it. And now engaging in a team fight, they go for Yubao. He's at only half HP, and so's Ginger, who's going for the flank. But he's getting caught there by Yike and by Caps, and he falls. PSG, they lost their jungler, and now they have to retreat under the turret into safety. Caps, he's looking for a flank angle there, as Yike, he's placing the Herald. Caps, he dashes in, activates his Frozen Tomb, he's followed by Yike and Broken Blade, and they manage to send Argy, and now Yubao into the grave. Now following Woody and Wacko under the T2, while the Herald has taken down the T1. The Rift Monster is still alive, and it charges for a second time, and smashes into the T2 as well, before it's finally slain. And we find ourselves at the same spot just a minute later, where Broken Blade is just delirious with the chase of Wacko, as Woody comes by to help his ADC, and he will sacrifice his life for Wacko's. As in the mid lane, the Axe of Olaf and the Frozen Tomb of the Lysandra provide for utter chaos and destruction. And Ginger and Argy fall victim to it, and the raging Berserker in the top lane of G2 collects the double kill. And so the LEC second seed, they will take down the mid lane T2 as well, and now they're going for the dragon. And as you can see here, it will be an uncontested one, as in the bot lane, it's Broken Blade against Argy. And now, the Cassante perceived the potential threat by Yike, who's coming down now, and Argy would stand no chance in a 1v2, and so PSG, they have to give up another tower. And G2 now up by 5k gold, as we see the play for the Baron. And again it's Broken Blade digging his way through the lines of PSG until he reaches Wako and takes down the ADC. Mickey dives deep into the enemy lines as well as he sacrifices his life for Caps and the rest of the team to join. And they take down Argy and Woody as well. Now Broken Blade following Yubao. He's getting chopped by the Ari, but the damage there for Yubao is just not enough to jeopardize the Raging Viking. As we see Ginger in the topside jungle of G2, fighting for his life with all the fists and punches that the Vibe possesses. But now Yike and Hans Summer comes by, and there's just no possible world in which Ginger would stand a chance against all three of them. And now G2, they can take the Baron. They're already up by 7k gold, and at the latest now they have PSG finally over the barrel. Or can the PCS first seed find an angle for a miracle comeback? Ginger, he tries it, dashes over the wall into Broken Blade, but now he finds himself on the run away from him. The Jinx ult flies in, but passes all members of PSG, but Woody got knocked up and it will be enough to kill the Leona. And now G2 is setting up to take down the bot lane turret. Caps, Yike, and Mickey, they will stay to fight off PSG for the moment, as the bot lane turret is already demolished. And after 23.5 minutes, G2 is cracking into the base of PSG, taking down the bot lane inhib turret. Nothing for PSG to do against, since they lack a member, and Argy, he's already below half HP. As the bot lane inhib crumbles to the feet of the European contender. And they will take it and leave the scene, as PSG says, now or never. They somehow have to take the next dragon, which is already up, to fight for Dragon Soul a couple of minutes later. And so it's Argy teleporting into the back lane. He goes for Hans Summer, and they take down the Jinx. And now all hell breaks loose in the bot lane there. It's Yike who gets the kill in return on the Cassante and makes it a double kill as he takes down the Vi. Yubao has activated his Sonias, but he and Woody, they will look into the grey, and now it's only Wako living, and G2 is going to take the Nexus. And they can almost see themselves already in the bracket stage. As Wako gets stunned by Ike, he's the last hope of his team. And the first Nexus turret, it will fall. And the second is about to be taken. But Wako, with the courage of despair, he goes for it. He says, no, it ain't over until I say so. And he takes down Mickey. And now aims for Caps and Broken Blade. Yike, he's also running away from the lunatic ADC that becomes the hero for his team now, which is respawning one by another, but Wako doesn't need them for his 9th kill of the game. You're looking for a miracle comeback? Order it at Wako's, and they will instantly deliver it to your house. As the Jinx ult was so close from taking away the dragon, but PSG now, that's the silver lining that they were looking for. And Wako is giving it to them, but they find themselves back in the base, where they have to defend against a G2 which comes back at full strength, and it's just an overwhelming force. And they exactly know who they have to go for, and it's Wako who falls first, and the rest of the team will follow just within seconds. Only Yubao flashes away, looking for the fountain of life, but he's slain as well. And now G2, they will finally beat their opponent from the PCS within 2 games. And they will find themselves in a couple of days in the bracket stage, where they have to go against the first seed of the LCK, Gen G.